Warhammer is a tabletop war game which is owned by Games Workshop, and Mythic acquired the rights in 2005 to produce this MMO. It's all about conflict, fighting, player versus player, realm versus realm, and it really takes those elements of the game to the next stage. The player versus player elements and the realm versus realm take it to a new, more epic style of combat. You can play in campaign mode, where literally you'll have thousands of people deciding the fate of a realm. Literally, your racial pride is at stake, as your capital city can actually fall. And this is the first time this sort of scale, this epic sort of scale and attachment to the player's realm has been put into a game. Warhammer is one of the greatest fantasy intellectual properties out there. The background is 25 years old. People love it. In Europe, Warhammer is absolutely huge. You have fantastic characters, fantastic archetypes. You have the best realized dwarves in any fantasy realm, the most aggressive greenskin nemesis. You have the powers of chaos, who are like death metal guys who've been working out like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Whether you're an experienced MMO player or a complete beginner, War's got it for you. The starter areas, if you're new to the game, whether you're playing dwarfs and a dwarven ironbreaker, or an orc, a black orc tank character, you'll be introduced to the game. Nothing will be taken for granted, and it's these things which will appeal to new people. And the fact that the realm versus realm is so strong will appeal to hardcore MMO users.
I've read somewhere that you're going to be using 4 different levels of realm versus realm.
Yes, the realm versus realm tiers. These are a way of really progressing the content. Again, if you're new to the game, if you're new to MMOs, this is a way of avoiding dropping you in at the deep end. You do your first tier, and say the racial pairing is orcs versus dwarves, you will do your first tier. That affects all of the other tiers, but it means that you're not out of your depth. If you are a level 12 character, you've got somewhere to play. When you progress in the game, the RVR content progresses with you. Those tiers really help progress players. You're never out of your depth. And in fact, if you come back and bother, if you come back and give grief to people, there's a great mechanic in the game that turns you into a chicken. Literally, your character will be turned into a chicken if your character is too high for that RVR level. And it's just a fantastic mechanism of allowing people to progress up this campaign, always having an effect on that final battle, even if you're not in it, because the previous tiers have a huge influence on the final realm fall, capital city conflict. With Warhammer Age of Reckoning, you'll be able to level up to level 40 initially. It has the 4 archetypes that you would expect for an MMO: range DPS, melee DPS, tank, healer. And in terms of features, it has a fantastic thing called the Tome of Knowledge, which is it's your log during the game. It's an amazing feature. It is like the best of Nintendo times Xbox Live. If you like to collect things, if you like to know what you've done, if you want bragging rights in the game, if you want to know all of the creatures you've encountered, this key user interface tool allows you to track your progress. If you're one of those players that wants to know exactly how many barrels you've destroyed, to keep a log of all the crazy special items in the game, this is for you. Other key features, well, the combat system is fantastic. Obviously, you would expect skills to be in the game, but in addition to skills, you have tactics and morale. And these allow players to really have a kind of tactical and strategic edge in combat. So everyone has skills, but you can allocate specific tactics, which are kind of general improvements, maybe to your ability to heal, to your armor, or to how you attack. And you can set them up specifically before every encounter, so there's a lot of customization. Morale attacks, well, you have to be in combat, and they're like cannonballs. These are very powerful abilities. They tend to have 4 stages of power-up, so the more combat you're in, the more powerful these morale abilities. The beta test has been going on for some time. At the moment, beta is closed. Beta will be reopened in December for a very focused beta playing. It's going to be closed beta to people who already subscribed, and this is really to add a fantastic level of polish to the game. The game's going to cost around $15 a month, €14, and the game itself will be launched in the second quarter 2008.
So what is your favorite moment or thing in the game?
That is hard because there's so many cool things. I can tell you my favourite thing I've seen at the moment. We have just been working on the Greater Demon of Nurgle. And if you don't know what he is, he's like a great, big, fat, grotesque potato bag with arms and a gaping maw for a belly and a huge grotesque head. And he's got this fantastic attack where he grabs his horns and he literally pukes at the players and wipes them out and does a huge knockback attack, and it is absolutely hilarious and awesome.